Alrighty, everybody, it's Jack Rabbit. Ow! Okay, this is take 2.
Because the
Of
first
this?
one wanted to be a douche, and
Not
he's probably
up-
not that good at recording these anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Hello,
And
this...
you know what? That does look a little crooked.
Okay, I want to go take a look at it. This right here talking while I look at the camera, I'm going to call him Dragon Master because, yeah.
How about Dragon Ball Master? Because I've mastered them Dragon Balls.
He's watched Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, now Dragon Ball Super. He's watching the Japanese version.
Yes, I am, because I am not waiting for it to come out in America when the internet has them up for free about an hour or two after they are aired in Japan, raw, or you can wait till the very next day and watch them subtitled, in which, if you want to know right now, by this date, Frieza just got demolished again. For, let's say, the third time if you don't want to count GT.
Yeah, GT don't count. GT doesn't exist.
Because it's non-canon, because Akira Toriyama did not want to deal with it. He was burnt out after the end of the Majin Buu saga. So all he did was create Super Saiyan 4 Goku and then handed it off to the rest of his crew.
And they sucked it all up.
Besides the whole fusion of Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta,
which looked badass. I will say this now. We're not here to talk about that.
We're not here to talk about regular Dragon Ball Z, even though that is a great subject and he will try and get me back for
We will talk more Dragon Ball Z
on another video.
Yes.
After he watches some of it, takes notes, and tries to talk to me about what is really going on.
Yeah, our whole conversation.
Fill him in.
Yeah. Alright.
Hold that thought. Also
Hold that thought.
Non-related, but that is also the most badass Dragon Ball Z song ever, thanks to Dragon Ball Z Abridged by Team 4-Star. Give them a
Go check them out.
Go
Yes.
check them out. They are awesome. Even when Team 4-Star plays, they are funny as hell. I've been watching their Fallout 4. Great. And also, Go Renegade for Life, which is all their voice actor that does Vegeta playing video games. Awesome. But
we're not here to talk about that either. We're here to talk about this piece of shit. I bought, and now yes, you're gonna ask me, why do I own this? It was $5, okay? And I bought it to laugh at it, not to actually take seriously, because it is not a seriously taken movie. I don't know what they did. Like, I doubt they. You said that they didn't watch any Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z.
The creators of this film did not watch anything Dragon Ball related, did not read anything Dragon Ball related.
I have one thing to say. Do your dang research. This is why you do research. More with that in a minute. I'm just putting it down just for a minute right now.
But I'll pick it up to be the framework guy. Everybody gotta love a good framework, man. But to get to his point, this movie is the worst Dragon Ball iteration ever. Even worse than GT. I mean, GT had its entertaining moments.
But they actually knew storylines and everything else. That, they didn't know nothing. And you could definitely tell when it was made. There's very few things they got right. Okay.
Some of the names.
The names. I don't even think they got Roshi right, actually. I think they called him something else.
No, they did get him right, and they called him Wutan Roshi, which is Japanese for master.
Okay, so that is correct. Yamcha being a thief, they have correct. Bulma being a Tech Wiz's daughter, they don't mention her dad, but...
They don't mention her being the daughter of the Capital Corporation.
But there is Capital Corporation references on her jacket and a few other things, I do believe.
And also the fact that she does have little small objects that can turn into vehicles and whatever sorts in her pocket, which is a salute to the Capsule Corp.
Yeah, so that's right. Yeah. But you don't find out in Dragon Ball. You don't find out about her dad till later, right? I think she references him, but you don't actually meet him to Dragon Ball Z.
No, you do meet the you do meet Mr. Brief in Dragon Ball. He's brought in during the second season of Dragon Ball when after Goku breaks the Dragon Radar, he goes to West City to find Bulma, and has her fix the Dragon Radar, in which he goes to Capsule Corporation, meets Mr. Brief, meets Mrs. Brief, and meets Bulma, who is skipping school that day because she found it boring.
Which
stay in school, kids.
Yeah, stay in school. Yeah, look at this guy. Stay in school.
Stay off your phone while you're doing videos. Come on, we're supposed to be.
All right. Back to this travesty of justice. Let's go with our clothes first. Let's just go after the clothes first. Okay, let's go with Yamcha first. Okay, Yamcha's clothes. No, not talking about the hair. We'll get into the hair later.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. And personality traits, all that stuff later. You know what? Before we do the clothes, let's go with the story. The story is not exactly correct to the series, but the story's not that bad. No. There's the things that are wrong with this movie are not the story. It has a good story. It's just not correct to Dragon Ball lore.
It's not told properly.
Yeah, that's the issue with it. It's a good story. I mean, I see where they're going with it because I am entertained when I watch this. Yes, it does tick me off that it's not correct to the Dragon Ball universe,
but
how
much of it do you truly know? I mean, for a true Dragon Ball fan, we are completely upset at the storyline.
Oh yeah.
The fact that Goku is 18 when they start the movie
is wrong. Wrong. He's like, what, 9 or 10? I want to say 9?
No, he is 5 years old when he first meets Bulma.
Okay, he's 5. Thank you. Thank you for that correction. I actually needed that one. Yeah, but
he is extremely young to be as powerful as he is. But hey, this is an anime verse. People can be as strong as they want.
Okay. So yeah, so the storyline, total garbage. I mean, I could see why they went with Piccolo, as he said in the first time we shot this. The reason they would probably go with Piccolo is because he was the easiest villain to do. But I think, as I was trying to point out, the Red-Witted Army.
The Red Ribbon.
Yes.
I know you were trying to speak fast and you're getting your tongue mixed up, but
yeah,
that's why
the reason the Red Ribbon Army would have been better than doing King Piccolo and all that. It'd be closer to the beginning because he meets the Red Ribbon Army in season 2. So yes, that would have been a little bit better because you wouldn't have had that many characters to have to introduce, other than the characters that are in this movie, and Oolong and
Poir,
thank you, who were not in it, which, for the CGI purposes, I could see why they weren't. So, we're not...
With all their magnificent transformations that they can do.
We'll complain about that later. Because there's points in this movie that they both would have came in handy.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, phone. Shut up, phone.
Zordon, he is busy right now.
I can't go say your trigger right now. Okay. As I was saying, like there's a point in the movie where they're stuck in a hole. Oolong would have been in there. Oolong could have turned into a ladder to get him out of there.
No, Poir would have been better because Oolong can only stay transformed for a small amount of time. Because he got kicked out of transformation school.
Because he's a total perv. Like Roshi.
Actually, I think it was more a fact he stole something.
Okay, he was
and got kicked out.
Okay, well, so yeah, I mean, the Red Ribbon Army would have been better because they could have made that into a trilogy. I mean, definitely, Red Ribbon Army was definitely big enough. They could have added a few characters, you know, and definitely turned it into
there was no really actual strong opponent for Goku to fight in the Red Ribbon Army besides Mercenary Tao.
Yeah, but they would have definitely maybe they would have powered Goku down a little bit, but they could have at least gotten 2 movies, and then a 3rd movie did King Piccolo. So, they could have done Red Ribbon Army because they're a little bit more powerful. They would have been easier to do, too. If you think about it, they would have been easier to do, less CG with them. Which means they could have spent more of their CG budget on
the Kamehameha wave.
And a few other things that needed to be, which we will go over maybe in another video. I don't know yet. Depends on how far we get done with this one before, yeah. Okay, well, now that we're done with the stories, they had ideas for a good story. It just wasn't quite there.
They were trying to do the basic Dragon Ball story, try and get Goku, Roshi, Bulma, all these characters involved while trying to do the search for the Dragon Balls.
It wasn't quite there.
I mean, and the search for the Dragon Balls, that was just lame. I mean, of course, if I remember right, Piccolo had most of the Dragon Balls anyway.
Yeah, which is also not correct. Any Dragon Ball lore there is.
I mean,
the bad guys never get the upper hand in that factor.
Actually, yes, in the series, King Piccolo did get his hands on Dragon Ball, which is why Goku went after King Piccolo.
Okay.
Because one of Piccolo's assassins killed Krillin, which they didn't even show him. I mean, they brought in freaking Yamcha and
who is
Piccolo.
After...
I mean, Yamcha was pretty much useless the entire time. They didn't even get him right. In the series, Yamcha was always afraid of women for pretty much most of the beginning of Dragon Ball. For his first meeting with Bulma until after that was over, Yamcha was dead scared of women.
Yeah.
He was not a ladies' man whatsoever. I mean,
and this guy was a total ladies' man.
Yeah, I mean, Yamcha had the looks to swoo the women. He had the looks to swoo Bulma, but when it came to actually
when it came to talk to him, oh no, he was out. He was out, man.
That was just the series one. In this one, they messed it up. They turned him into a true ladies' man, a suave talker, trying to get into Bulma's genes. I mean, it could have worked if it was rated a little higher, but...
Yeah, but we won't go into that. I guess we'll move on to characters since you already went in there. Alright, Yamcha, the only thing right with Yamcha is the only point he didn't hit, which was they made him a thief, which is correct. Or, I'm not sure if he
called
himself
a thief. But they didn't even do any of his good techniques. They didn't, as far as I remember, they didn't do his Wolf Fang.
No, he wasn't a fighter. He was just a thief.
See, there's the thing. Yamcha was a thief and a fighter, because you had to be a fighter to be a thief. And he had the great Wolf Fang Fist, which was pretty much useless on Goku if he had food in his stomach, but when Yamcha first ran into Goku in the series,
he was hungrier than a horse's rear end.
Yeah, so he couldn't really fight. So that's why the Wolf Fang Fist worked. But in this, no fighting from Yamcha whatsoever.
No, he was a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
Alright, and let's move on to Bulma, just because she's the next one on the case. I know. She was actually rather close.
I mean, yes, they gave her the same attitude, bit of a bitch. Because Bulma was always a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, we're not going to go into how she looked, just personality-wise, she was there.
Yeah,
she was there on the start. And yeah, so that's the only character I think they probably got perfectly right. Now, Goku. First of all, why did they put him in high school? That's incorrect. He was not high school. He learned off the land. It wasn't that he was... In the first thing, he said that he was dumb. It wasn't that he was dumb. He just never went to school. No. So he never learned... He learned off the land, not off books.
And the only time he did learn from books was when he first trained with Roshi. And that was only for him and Krillin's first little bit training. They did do little schooling, but after he had his initial training with Roshi and after the first martial arts tournament, Goku never picked up a book again.
Yeah, so he wasn't... It wasn't that he wasn't smart, he was street smart, my book smart.
Yeah,
so,
he'd rather learn by fighting than learn through a book.
Yeah, but here, they put him in high school. Oh my god. They had him in love with Chi-Chi, which is not correct. When they first met, Goku didn't even know what love was. Let alone, now, Chi-Chi was all... They had the roles reversed, actually. Yeah. To be honest, they had the roles reversed. Chi-Chi was in love with Goku. Goku didn't know what love was. He didn't realize what love was until they re-met later on in Dragon Ball. At the very... I want to say the very end of Dragon Ball.
It was the final martial arts tournament.
So, yes, the end of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So they basically had the roles reversed. So
And
that
then-
we won't completely complain about. I could see why they gave it to Goku because the movies that were coming out when this movie came out,
all about
that
the
was-
boy falling in love with the girl. And
yeah, but yeah, so I could see why they did it, but come on, keep the Dragon Ball lore, you idiots. You boneheads.
And the outfit was terribly wrong with Goku.
We're not gonna go in the clothes yet. We're not gonna go in the clothes yet. We'll get into that
I
later.
mean, I'm just keep looking over at this case and the travesty of that gi. If you want to call it a gi, that
All right,
is
we'll
just
go into
terrible.
that later. All right, next is Roshi. Roshi, his personality,
They nailed that.
They nailed
got
that.
his supposed to be pervertedness.
they got the
hermit style.
pervertedness, the hermit style, but they did no, he wasn't really a hermit style because he lived in West City. So he really wasn't a hermit because in Dragon Ball he lives on his own little private island here. But
That's
in the
only big
series-
enough for his house and a quick 3-minute walk around it.
yeah, and in the movie here, they
I
have
mean-
him living in the middle of West City, I do believe.
I don't really remember where they
had
set
him in the
it,
middle of the
but
city.
it was still one small house in the middle of a devastated area. So it was still technically the hermit style, but for movie purposes, they couldn't have him try and travel all the way out to freaking
Yeah.
little island that's
Because-
supposed to be nice and beautiful.
Because the only way to actually get out to that island was flying in a plane or by the flying Nimbus.
Well, I mean, they have done boats out there. if
Okay,
you-
boats. Okay,
But
boats
that's
too.
series related.
This is the movies here. They probably would have went with plane and all that.
And since they didn't say anything about flying Nimbus,
Yeah.
that's out.
Yeah, since that wasn't... Which, come on, doing a small CG of a cloud would not have been that difficult to do.
I mean, but to do it right, to get the form of it, to get it the golden color with that nice
Okay, that would've done a little
tail
bit, but it
and
would've-
the sounding. I mean, that sound was awesome. That little...
Back to Goku a minute. Where was his tail?
I mean...
He had no tail.
I mean, if you want to get back to this compared to the series, after his first run-in with Pilaf, his tail did get cut off.
But this is technically his origins, so therefore he would have still had his tail.
But they didn't say anything about how Gohan came to have Goku. So
Yeah. So we're not sure there. We'll leave that one like story plot holes that were totally missed that should have been addressed.
yeah, complete plot hole.
Well, from what I figured of the story, the way the story was, flowing and everything, that he was his blood grandfather, which is also not correct. Which we won't go into the difference there, but that's not correct. Alright, let's go on to besides Bulma, the only other good part of this movie,
The actress that plays
Chi-Chi, which, mwah, little cutie.
she was awesome in Sucker Punch.
Another good movie,
Yeah,
which I've not seen, but I know it is good.
you need to.
Yes, I do. It's on my list of movies I want to watch, but I just haven't ever gotten around to it. I don't watch that many movies, to be
But here's
honest,
the thing,
people.
it's full of hot females. It's pretty much the entire movie is hot females.
That's
so
why-
it's a reason for you to watch it and ASAP.
But yeah, she's got the looks, because Chi-Chi was supposed to be rather good looking.
I mean,
You'll always wonder when you're watching Dragon Ball, on Dragon Ball Z, why Chi-Chi ended up with Goku. Because she wasn't terribly looking,
I mean, back then when
Balls.
they first met, they did propose to each. Chi-Chi did have Goku propose to her by accident because
No,
If you wanna
she
say it,
did it on purpose. He wasn't...
he was thinking with his stomach when
Not with his-
he said propose, he meant
food.
he thought she meant food, not
That's another
marriage.
thing Goku they got wrong. I know, I'm gonna keep going back to Goku just because he's Goku here.
And not
they didn't give
Nico
him-
like they said with them jocks.
He didn't have his appetite. Goku in the series, he could eat like... Apologies there, we had some technical difficulties. My camera cut us off, so... As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted.
By his own camera. In which that's an inanimate object. It's probably thinking to itself, if you want to talk to me out like that, I'll cut off right here, right now.
Alright, so Goku, eats like what, Naruto? Or
Goku
would you
eats
say-
that. You say Goku eats like Naruto. I say Goku eats a hell of a lot more than Naruto.
I was just doing a reference because they both like to eat a lot.
And Naruto's only really likes to eat ramen. Goku will eat anything
Yeah, that
and
is true.
everything.
Yeah, like if you ever got a kid's eating competition, Goku's your man.
Yeah. Unless Vegeta's in there as well, and then that's a fight that you'll have to take a hellified bet on.
That would be a okay. All right, now that we're done with their personalities, which travesty of justice that those are,
Yeah.
it gets worse. Their clothes. Oh my god. Oh my god, their outfits. Oh my god. Well, let's
He's
show.
just mainly thinking Goku's gi. The way
Okay.
they created the gi,
Hold on.
the coloring of
We're getting
it.
into Goku. Yamcha first. Yamcha's okay. I could understand why they went with that outfit, but in the series, when you meet him, he's wearing a gi,
Well,
a kind of gi,
Yeah.
type of
fine.
gi. I mean, not the same kind as Goku wears, but a type.
Yeah.
So his outfit. Okay, I'm gonna give him slack there. That one I'm gonna. Okay, I could.
They probably couldn't make it the way that they wanted it to, so they said let's rough it. Let's make him a ruffian. Just
Well,
tank top
and-
and some jeans. Let's make
And
him the
it
D-Man
does
bro for the
kind
movie.
of fit his. I mean, good reference there. But it does kind of fit the personality, though. His outfit does go with the thief, bandit of the wasteland personality, so it does fit. So I'm not completely upset about it. Now, Bulma,
Her outfit was alright.
fine. There's nothing to say there.
I mean,
And let's
this
go over to the leading lady, Chi-Chi. Her outfits were okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they fit modernized outfits because, and this is for an American audience, so they can't have her wearing a bikini,
oh, come on.
unfortunately.
Bikinis are awesome.
Okay, I just wanted to get, but other than that, her outfits were fine. They did fit the, the character. They were all right. I mean, they weren't the travesty of justice. Now, oh my God, let's go Master Roshi. What? Okay, they did have him at one point in a
Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirt, which is right. But why was he wearing long sleeves? The guy lives in the middle of a wasteland. Why in the world would he be wearing long sleeves? He'd be getting too dang hot. Plus, I have to mention this now. Yamcha's hair I'm going to let slide. Goku's I will kind of let slide. But Roshi, having hair at all is wrong. The guy's supposed to be bald. There is no point other than when he's dressed up for the first martial arts tournament.
First and second martial arts tournament that Goku is involved in.
Thank you for the correction there. Other than those times, he never has hair.
And that was only when he was imitating Jackie Chan.
Which is a reference to Jackie Chan. I do believe.
Yes, it is.
Okay. But other than that, he never has hair. So why in the world did they think, oh, let's just leave the actor having hair? Come
Maybe
on.
Chow Yun Fat didn't want to shave his head.
Bald cap. Not that hard to do.
Bald
Matches-
cap and goatee.
Yeah, you gotta get in the goatee though. I mean, come on. Alright, now that we're done with that, now let's go. We've been staring at this cover for a while now. And I've been biting my tongue to talk about this, but what in the world, what the WTF in the world were they thinking when they made this outfit for Goku? The only thing right on the outfit is,
The symbol for Roshi.
yeah, the symbol for Roshi.
Turtle Hermit, pretty much.
Turtle Hermit. Oh, and another thing about Roshi is, where was his turtle shell? Where was his turtle? I mean, come on. He's supposed to be the Turtle Hermit.
Maybe
I mean-
they did have a small turtle in there. Haven't watched it in a minute, and so I need to go back through it, look through Roshi's house.
But-
If there's any sign of a tortoise, if you guys want to help us out and comment, say if there was a tortoise or not, please do so.
But this,
Save us the time of actually rewatching the movie.
yes, please. But they did have the symbol right for Roshi. Roshi's Turtle Hermit symbol. They do have that right, because we discussed this last video. Last time we shot this. They do have that right, but other than that, what in the world is... I can't even look that outfit. It's so terrible. Ah, it's on both sides! Ah! Okay, that's better. Like, literally, it's that bad. I can't
And
look
if you
at
want
it.
to also talk about a terrible outfit, look at what they did for Piccolo.
Oh, well, it's
A full a leather type outfit. So
come on, the guy's supposed to look like he's up.
an alien. I mean, yes, they did it to try and get the lines in his arms, but come on, it's a leather outfit. If they want to do that, they could have freaking did better with the costume design.
Yeah, the costume design was terrible. I mean, now, let's go over the acting real quick. I mean, oh, and what in the world were they thinking with the... Now, because it didn't really fit into anything else, but when the world they did with the airbending. Okay, he did not airbend, okay? It was called...
a key wave.
Yes, not... They do mention key, they do say that, but
Yeah.
they basically reference it into airbending, which is kind of stupid.
Basically, he had to control his key and center his key.
Yeah, but still...
To turn it and make it look like an airbending move from Avatar instead of freaking an actual key energy wave like it was supposed to be. Now,
Stupid.
they could have done that. They could have... I mean, they could have done the hand signs right. I mean, they made it look more like airbending than actual just holding it and
He
charging
didn't even-
a key wave in your palm.
Yeah, and the Kameo wave looked like shit.
Like I said, it looked like airbending
Alright.
instead of an actual key wave.
Now let's go over the acting real quick. Everybody that was in the movie, the actors did fine. I mean, that's one of the bright sides of the movie was the actors did great. I mean, they
Yeah.
really nailed the roles they were given. Problem was, the roles were crap. Like, okay, let's go for Piccolo. Reference for Piccolo's acting. The guy that played him, Spike off,
Buffy,
Buffy.
James Masters.
thank you. He was like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mr. Freeze. Now, I'm probably know down in the comments, you're probably gonna go, oh, that movie, he did so terrible in that movie. No.
I enjoyed Arnold
He actually
Schwarzenegger as
did
Mr.
nail that
Freeze.
performance. Problem is, I mean, come on, really? He wasn't Mr. Freeze. He was Diamond Master. I mean, that was not Mr. Freeze. That was Diamond Master. I'm sorry, that was just something randomly I thought up in my head. Okay, so
I mean,
don't
he
try
did
to...
look like a giant sparkly diamond. I mean, come on, Mr. Freeze was just
And his
supposed to
outfit-
be blue.
And his
not
outfit's not supposed to run on
diamond.
diamonds. That's another bashing we might do is Batman and Robin. Now, I don't have a nice little case like I do for this Travesty of Justice, thankfully. Because I have them all the original four in a nice little 4-pack, so I don't have a nice little case to show you.
I got one. Maybe
Okay.
I'll bring it over for yours.
Yeah, so we won't bash it completely, but we'll just say these are terrible movies, but they do have bright sides. The bright side of this movie is the acting. It's good acting. If you want to watch a movie with pretty good acting, like good acting, where the actors nail their roles, it's a good movie to watch. But if you're looking for Dragon Ball references and all that,
An actual good Dragon Ball movie, you might as well.
it belongs in the trash box, is where it
And
belongs.
you might as well just stick to the anime movies.
Yeah, because those are the only good ones. Speaking of which, I do own their most recent movie.
And I watch them all online.
Yeah, he watches them online. I actually own them. Well, I actually own the last 2. Other than that, I don't own any of them.
I own the History of Bardock. Only because it starts the series. I mean, if you want to go right, watch History of Bardock, then watch the entire Dragon Ball series.
Yes. Smarty pants over here. Alright, so that's all the bash I can really do. Oh, and another thing. What the heck is with Bulma holding a gun? She doesn't fight.
No, Bulma was not a fighter. She never had a gun. I mean, yeah, she had a gun at the very beginning of the Dragon Ball series when Goku...
She never actually used it.
No, she did use it on Goku.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She uses
When she
it.
first met Goku and
Other
Goku
than that, she doesn't
destroyed her
never use
car, she never used the gun because...
She didn't need to. She had Goku. What does she need the gun for? Yeah, but no, this Bulma here, no, she has to use the guns. But okay, I could see why they did that because of how women rights things are. They don't want her to look like a total useless piece of.
And when Dragon Ball first came out,
I
it
can't
was in the late 80s.
When they could actually get away with it.
Yeah.
But just leave her as eye candy. I mean, come on, look at Megan Fox. That's all she ever is in any movie she's in. I'm sorry. But you know what? That's what makes her good in the TMNT movies because that's all April O'Neil's good for anyways. So You know what? You want to argue with me down in the comments about that one? Go right ahead. Because that's all April O'Neil's good for anyways. That's why it's a great role for Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Because all she has to be is eye candy for some guy. Other than that, she's useless.
And when she's gonna be eye candy for your Arrow in the next movie.
Yes. Stephen Amell. Alright, but... Yeah, so I think we're done boshing this. I'll go put it back on the shelf, but not in the same shelf as Arrow and Flash. That's not right, because it's a travesty of justice. Travesty of justice do not belong in the Arrow and Flash shelf.
And also, one last thing to bash, I don't think they did Shenron right.
Oh god, no.
They called him Shenlong. That is completely wrong. It is Shenron.
Yeah, it's not even that hard. I can pronounce it, and as you all know, I'm not the world's greatest at pronunciations.
No, because you don't watch that much anime anyway.
Well, no, it's not just anime. I bosh Power Ranger stuff on occasion. So, yeah, alright, I will let you guys go. This has been Jackrabbit here with...
DragonBall Master.
Okay, you don't need to do that.
Oh, I'm gonna do it every time.
Okay. Alright, I will let you guys go. May the power protect you, and I'm gonna hop on out of here, because I'm Jackrabbit.